what does a he, she got to do with Black Lives Matter? What's up, y'all? It's your boy Fondue coming live, free game podcast, nothing but the bare truth, and you know how we rocking. Today's topic, and it's a controversial topic, but gotta make this point. Based off of BLM, the gay community owes the black community reparations. And here is why. First of all this money that Black Lives Matter has been raising and things like that, who is it going to? Has anybody just sat there and asked, where is these millions, if not billions of dollars that's getting circulated from ads, t-shirts, merchandise, things like that? Where is all this money going to? Why does Black Lives Matter give their money out to a Democratic organization? Why that's kind of iffy, my nigga. But you know, my overall point on saying why I believe that the gays, and when I say gays, I'm talking about the higher ups, why they owe reparations to black people. Because y'all profit off our struggle. Again, me personally, I believe, even though this is fact, but whatever, I believe that nobody is born gay. Because if you could be born gay, you could be born a pedophile too, and that is not the case. Everything in life is just choice, my nigga. And we are blessed with free will. God gives us free will to do whatever we want or whatever we choose to do. There's only 3 options for being gay. Either it was a choice, meaning you choose to be attracted to the same sex, whatever. I'm not here to judge you on your lifestyle, or it's just a sexual preference. That's how I look at it. But that's a choice. You either don't believe it was choice and you believe that you had it off the jump, and in that case it would be a mental illness, which means you're sick, which means you wouldn't be having homosexual tendencies if you felt like you could control it. And then you also have the third option, which is you probably got touched, my nigga. And that's actually a pretty sad option. And that's also what I really believe a lot of people have, unresolved trauma from sexual encounter in the early stages of their lives. That's actually pretty depressing, but if we focused on that more, I guarantee you the homosexuality numbers and the rates of people choosing that lifestyle will go down tremendously. Because there's a lot of people always are asking, how does the gay rights movement have anything to do with pedophilia? Because their founder, Henry Hay, he was a pedophile. He started NAMBLA. It baffles me that nobody on the left ever brings that up. It baffles me that nobody also brings up the fact that he's a communist and he's also a devil worshiper. And you wonder why a lot of these things have roots and stuff like that. Let me get y'all out the rabbit hole. But anywho, these organizations, they make so much money off of us. I mean, just look at these numbers. Look what Trevor Noah's been doing. Other people as well. They're raising money for these organizations, and they're not even going to any real black issues. And when you look at all their mission statements on these places, they're always slipping in something gay, something LGBTQ, or like I say, LGTP, P for the pedophile, because that's a sexuality too. Apparently, people are saying they're minor attracted persons, but again, I digress. Let me not get too far down the rabbit hole with you. But these organizations are making so much profit. They're always trying to link the black struggle with the gay struggle. Again, I didn't choose to be black. I was born black. You chose to be gay. And you have to deal with whatever comes with that. But again, the gays on the bottom, they're not the issue. No pun intended. But it's the higher ranking people. You gotta understand that all this homosexuality that goes on, it gets pushed by Hollywood, which they're all gay. And apparently, meth is really popular in Hollywood in Democratic circles, because Andrew Gillum got caught with that. He's a homosexual. Thought that was interesting. Ed Buck. I don't even understand why the left never talks about Ed Buck. I never heard a peep about Ed Buck. And Ed Buck was this political white dude for the Democrats or whatever, who was a big donor, but he was drugging black men in his house. ODing them on meth and had a weird fetish, and 2 people died in this shit. I don't hear a single peep about that, but I digress. So again, all these people up top, when you look at the Black Lives Matter mission statement, they don't support anything pertaining towards anything with males. Everything they talk about on the site is for females, black elderly, everybody but black men. Men, children and women, but nothing about the men. So the 3 women that started it, they're 3 Marxist, communist women. The fuck? I don't want communism, my nigga. The fuck? I like capitalism. Shit. If you work hard, you can eat. If you don't, you won't. The fuck? It's that simple. I don't want to make the same as the next person. But again, these lesbian, Marxist, communist women, I mean, the fuck? They're running the whole organization, but it's not even ran by them. They're getting money from George Soros. They ain't the nigga pulling the strings. Nobody wants to talk about that. Again, I digress. You got all these people profiting off the black community, especially the gay community, and we need to take a look at where all this money is going. And we need to stop supporting Black Lives Matter until they get some male leadership and we see where all that money is going. And they cut out all that trans shit. I mean, the fuck, and most of the gay people that probably get beat up, because there ain't nobody just running around beating up sissies. I'm sorry, I don't see that. In fact, the gays are the most protected group in America. Just keeping it G, because you say anything about the gays, everybody's gonna be mad at you. You can lose sponsorships and endorsements. But the reason that is because most of the people in power are gay. Have you ever thought about that? All the people in Hollywood, all these people in political circles and things like that, they're all gay. That's why they look out for each other. They do the same stuff. They hump each other. They be in orgies. And it's a whole debacle. But again, I digress. All I'm saying is, when we do look through all their shit, we need y'all to break off that money. Because where is their Black Lives Matter money going towards? It's to push propaganda. It's not doing anything that's helping solve crimes. Because again, when you think about Black Lives Matter itself, why are we only coming out when it's a white person shooting a black person? Let's just be real. We get mad when white people say that, but I mean, it's true. Chicago's having unrealistic murder rates. All these Democratic cities going haywire right now. And you have to ask yourself, what could have been done to prevent this? A lot of things. And even in Chicago, while we're talking about that, y'all want to protest so much, why aren't y'all going to these black sites that have been locking niggas up on the sneak? Come on now. You want to be Black Lives Matter, but a lot of people won't be doing crimes if the father was in the household. But nowhere on your statements or your agendas or anything are you talking about the men. And that's my issue with the whole organization. You just want, y'all don't support patriarchal households or whatever the fuck. Y'all don't support all this other stuff. And then, before I even get off, let me just read you this whole lesson plan. So I actually got the whole little Black Lives Matter agenda plan that talks about all the stuff that they're trying to do. You know, they're trying to have Black Lives Matter week. I think it's so funny how there's everything about gays, transgender stuff, globalism, and all this other nonsense shit, but they don't bother to say anything about the black man. Every other society has their men as the head of the household controlling things. They're trying to make the women, especially the black women, the face of all this stuff. And when you see them at these riots, a lot of these heifers don't even know what they're talking about. They're spitting nonsense, and they're making us all look bad, look ignorant, look stupid. When you're saying dumb shit like looting is reparations, you know how ignorant that freaking sounds? I can't, don't get me started. But anywho, yeah, this is the National Black Lives Matter at School Week of Action starter kit. So, you scroll down, you see all this other shit. Now, here is some of the stuff that they're trying to fund. With this analysis, educators and Black Lives Matter at School movement developed these demands for the movement. End zero tolerance, discipline, and implement restorative justice. Number 2, hire more black teachers. Then number 3, mandate black history and ethnic studies in K-12 curriculum. Number 4, fund counselors, not cops. And the lessons that educators taught during the week of action correspond to 13 guiding principles of Black Lives Matter. So Monday, restorative justice, empathy, and loving engagement. Tuesday, diversity and globalism. Wednesday, trans affirming, queer affirming, and collective value. Thursday, intergenerational, black families and black villages. Oh, and by the way, the black villages is basically a bunch of people taking care of each other, but with no strong black men. Yeah, it sounds just as stupid as it comes off. And also Friday, black women and unapologetically black. Nowhere is there a black male. And they also, you ask what the 13 guiding principles are? Here they are. Restorative justice is the commitment to build a beloved and loving community that's sustainable and growing. Empathy is one's ability to connect with others by building relationships built on mutual trust and understanding. Loving engagement is the commitment to practice justice, liberation, and peace. Diversity is the celebration of acknowledgement of differences and commonalities across cultures. Again, I thought this was Black Lives Matter, but it seems like everybody trying to jump into this, but whatever. Globalism is our ability to see how we are impacted or privileged within the black global family that exists across the world in different regions. I don't even know. And transgender affirming is the commitment to continue to make space for our trans brothers and sisters by encouraging leadership and recognizing trans antagonistic violence. So basically, let's talk a lot about trans violence. My nigga, I'll just say this too. The majority of trans people that get any type of violence, they probably lied to whoever they were about to sleep with about their little weed whacker. Or they could have been prostitutes too. Because I know a lot of lady boys and punks out here who are doing that kind of shit. And yeah, they'll get beat up. And me, I'm like, well, yeah, shouldn't have put on the dress and lied to the nigga in the first place. But I digress. Queer affirming is the working towards a queer affirming network where heteronormative thinking no longer exists. So the majority of the world is straight, but they're basically saying that's wrong to be straight and just get rid of that. Why would we support that? Because again, we need men in the household. And not even just black men, just men, period. We need alpha males. We need secure males in society. So we don't have all this sissy ass talk, but whatever. I digress. Collective value means that all black lives, regardless of actual perceived sexual identity. What the fuck does that have to do? Gender identity. Okay. Collective value means that all black lives, regardless of actual or perceived sexual identity, gender expression, economic status, ability, disability, religious beliefs or disbeliefs, immigration status, or location matter. Intergenerational is a space free from ageism where we can learn from each other. Black families can create a space that is family friendly and free from patriarchal practices. Again, attack on the men. Black women, we build space that affirms black women is free from sexism, misogyny, and environments in which men are centered. Black villages is a disruption of Western nuclear family dynamics and a return to the collective village that takes care of each other. Black women is the building of women-centered spaces free from sexism, misogyny, and male-centeredness. And unapologetically black is the affirmation that Black Lives Matter and that our love and desire for justice and freedom are prerequisites for wanting that for others. These principles are the blueprint for healing and do not include nor do they support ignoring or sanitizing the ugliness and discomfort that comes with dealing with race and anti-race issues. So, I don't know. All this gay shit, like, I'm really looking through this lesson plan and I'm just baffled. Y'all. Like, the mere fact that they're making so much money off of us. And as I keep going through, I'm like, what the fuck does a tranny, y'all niggas, like, what the fuck does a tranny gotta do with anything black? But this is the thing, the left wants us to be victims. I'm not no victim, my nigga. I am a free thinker. I don't jump when a nigga just tell me to jump. You gotta tell me why I gotta jump. You feel me? It gotta make sense to me. I'm just looking through all this gay shit. Transgender affirming is a commitment to continue to make space for our trans siblings by encouraging leadership and recognizing trans agnostic violence while doing the work required to dismantle cisgender privilege and uplift black trans folk. The fuck does that even mean? The fuck, like, okay, black trannies, my nigga, y'all niggas is confused. What the fuck? I don't even care. Like, y'all niggas don't even exist like that. If you want to be a freaky deaky nigga, you do that. But we don't need y'all making money off this, and we definitely don't need y'all in positions of power. Because again, if I was a white person or any other race, I'd be like, black people are ignorant as hell, and they must be gay as hell, because this is all they fight for. It's just surprising me that black people don't even bother to look up stuff that they're clearly against. You know what I'm saying? If they knew what it was. But you know, the funny thing is, the realest thing a person ever told me, if you want to keep a secret, put that shit in a book. And I can go on for hours. I'm gonna post a link to the document in the video, so y'all can check out what they're trying to teach your kids in school. They're trying to teach, but my point being, just like in the beginning, the gays are making buku dollars off the black struggle. And as a black man, I am offended. And again, like I always say, I do not care on what side of the fence you swing. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't, bro, I'm not the one sleeping with you or your spouse, so why would I care? I only care when it affects me, my family, my relatives, and things like that. It's, like, this can affect us. I don't want this stuff to talk to kids in school, especially not under the banner of Black Lives, because y'all know y'all need us to convince the world that this is cool. Because beforehand, because we wasn't going for that, you couldn't push that, and because the rest of the world like, nah, I'm saying? They always try to make black people homophobic when we just be making sense, my nigga. We don't be doing that gay shit in Africa. You feel me? And we just gonna talk about you, but most of the time we ain't beating you up. All that harassment shit and all that, that's from the white people, bro. I don't really know too many niggas that were really just running out beating gay people, because most of the gay dudes I know have brothers and cousins and shit. They're gonna be on your ass just like anybody else. And they get talked about, they gonna just dish that shit back. Plain and simple. But let me know what you think, guys. Do you think that they should be teaching this type of in schools? Let me know in the comments below. And do you think personally that, based off this new information, do you think the gays at the top should have to pay reparations? Again, do you think the gays that are controlling and pulling all the strings, do you think they need to pay reparations? And by pulling the strings, the leaders of Black Lives Matter, leaders of all these other organizations that are making all this money, should they have to pay up something or pay a price for making all that money and slipping in their hidden agendas dealing with homosexuality? That's all I got for you guys today. My name's Fondue. This is the Free Game Podcast, nothing but the bare truth, and you know how we rockin'. Dude.
First off, I'm a black man, I demand respect. I'll never sell my soul and I'll never put on no dress. I ain't nobody's fetish and I ain't nobody's pet. I got a lot of intellect, so they view me as a threat. The devil always trying to watch me put my patience to the test. White folk treat us like we shit, and I blame it on the press. Police always trying to watch me, and it only add to stress. I know I had a checkered past, but today we playing chess. They say tobacco causes cancer. Probably some other shit made sense for my auntie, but why my partner sick? He never touched the square. The smell alone would make my partner itch. Only 18 years old, now my partner in the ditch. My homegirl mama died too. She got a hard time moving forward. Every day she turned to skin and bones, living with that torture, waking up in cold sweats. She reliving all that horror, playing the only memory she has on her camcorder, crying out, asking why my mama life gotta be shorter. Preachers answer, God save his toughest battles for strongest soldiers. If you got favor with God, guess it's cool to be a martyr, but if you ain't up in that water, you'll be going where it's warmer. My